Thursday morning. Sun's just starting to come up. This is my first hunt of my 2021 Rutcation here in the East Texas Piney Woods. This morning I decided to come back into the road stand that I have. Again, this is more of a spot for shooting does, so it's an area that I'm not worried about blowing out without having a good consistent wind. I don't want to dive into some of my better areas. The wind was supposed to be south-southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. As of now, it's calm. Mosquitoes are really bad in here this morning, so I've got the thermocell going. Got my bug suit on. Hopefully I don't get eaten alive. It's about 15 minutes to 9 here. I haven't had any movement. Probably gonna give it to about 9 and then climb down and check the trail camera. See if there's been any movement in here later in the morning. If not, go ahead and pull my set, head back to the truck, and probably go check another trail camera in an area that I'm interested in possibly hunting Thursday morning once that wind shifts out of the north to northwest. Pulled that camera. Hasn't been much movement on it in the last week, so I went ahead and tore my setup down and making my way out. Grab some food, head over to that area I'm thinking about hunting Thursday morning. Pull that trail camera, see if there's been any movement on that. Usually I want to stay out of these areas until I'm going to hunt them, but with that cold front coming in tonight, we're supposed to get a lot of rain with it. So if that's the case, it'll wash away any scent that I may leave behind. Got about a quarter-mile hike back to the truck before I get out of here. Just parked. I'm gonna run back in here, probably close to a mile. Try to check this trail camera, see what it looks like. Got my bow with me, so if I come across anything, let's try to make a move on it. But mostly hoping just to get in and out quickly. Not really going in on any kind of established trail, so I'm going to be busting brush. I don't know if there's going to be any way to be quiet getting in and out of there, so we're just going to see what it looks like as we go through here. Absolutely nothing on this camera. Just the wind. That really sucks. I don't think I'm going to give up on the spot. I've hunted this before and seen deer, quite a few deer. I think I may try to reposition the camera a little bit though. And let it sit probably through the rest of the season, just to see. I know last year when I hunted it, it was a little later in the season, so move it and just let it soak. Here we go again. So it's Wednesday afternoon. That cold front blew through this morning. We had about a 15-degree temperature drop. So just brought the bike a couple miles back into an area that I generally try to stay out of until the last week of October, first week of November. The pre-rut's really starting to kind of get going. So these are areas I generally see more does in and generally see more bucks. So I've got a creek down up over this hill
to my west. The wind is out of the west, so I'm gonna make my way down this Forest Service road with the wind blowing away from the area. But the wind is blowing my scent away from the area that I want to hunt. That way I can sneak in there without blowing it out. So I got about a quarter of a mile hike. I'm gonna ease up on top of the hill and glass down into the bottom. Make sure there's not any deer down in the area that I'm trying to get into. Go in there, check the trail camera to see what kind of movement there's been. If there hasn't been much movement through there, then I may back out and just kind of do some ground hunting as I scout through another area back to the east. So I'm gonna get quiet and pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm making my way down to this area now, so as you can see, there's a slight hill here. I'll work my way about 100, 150 yards that direction. I'm gonna stay on the back side of this hill, kind of ease over the top and glass down in that bottom. You don't want to be right up top because it'll silhouette yourself, so keep easing down, glass down in there for a few minutes, make sure I don't see anything moving, and sneak down in there. Definitely had a lot of action in here on this camera. Some daylight, some at night. Looks like I may have got a couple good bucks on camera. I'm gonna go ahead and pick out a tree. The wind's kind of tracking more northwest down in here than it is west. I think it's swirling a little bit at this point to being down in this bottom. While these pictures download, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. I think I'm gonna set up this tree kind of up around where it forks there. It'll carry my wind back in over this way, which is so thick the deer never move through there from my experience. The camera was set up right there. You can see I got this big, I think it's a bur oak tree back here dropping acorns, so it's gonna put me at about 15, 20, 25 yard max shot into that area. Finally got set up back in here. It took me a while. This tree's kind of crooked and I wanted to get up really high so I could get in this fork of the tree. Probably about 30 feet off the ground, so should be above the deer's vision. Also, because of the fork of this tree, it ought to break up my silhouette. So it's a little after 4:30 at the moment. Just haven't had a chance to look at the trail cam pictures, so I'm about to start diving through those videos. See kind of what time this deer have been moving through here, but it's usual for this time of year. I expect any kind of movement to be in that last hour of light, so I'm just gonna hunker down, catch my breath, warm myself out. Getting this stand set up in here is pretty sketchy, but I made it work, so I'm just gonna kick back and relax and hope the deer move tonight. I just finished looking through the footage from the trail camera. There's been a lot of movement in here, mostly morning, some in the afternoon. There's one buck that's been in here frequently that's borderline legal. Looks like he's maybe a 3-year-old, 3 or 4-year-old deer. It's always hard to say on the camera. Not sure if I'll get a crack at him, or at least get an opportunity to see him in person, but that would be awesome. This is generally an area, again, that is more of a rut stand, so if I get an opportunity to doe tonight, I'm probably not going to take it. Planning on being back in this area tomorrow morning,
300 yards to the north, so it's buck or nothing tonight. Got about 20 minutes of daylight left. I think I'm gonna come back in here in the morning. But if I am, I'm going to try to find another way out of here this evening. Based on how the doe came in and what I've seen on the camera, the deer funneling through this area here in front of me, which is the same way that I entered this afternoon. I think that doe came across my ground scent. She didn't blow and bust out, but she definitely caught something she didn't like and went the other way. So I'm gonna get down a little early and try to find another route.